They all begin to crouch as they stealthily move through the forest, trying to create the least amount of noise possible, hiding within nooks and crannies as they move along. Beware, the creatures natural to these lands as well, Curie states. This one! We shall slay it! The adventurers make their way announces as they take out scouting a ahead, unbeknownst of their presence, Rohit, the two Nightblades. Shark heads up, moves up ahead, scouting out just a little bit. Coming upon Zalakath, the temple, a smoky fog is rising off the ground. Beware, I can hear them, Curie says. Ugh, what's the smell, Rohit says. Look at this massacre they have caused, Curie says, as they appear from the smog. After hunting, Curious says, we shall wait. They're probably out hunting. There! Rohit exclaims. Curie exclaims. Here they show. As they attack, the 5 adventurers come upon the 2 beasts with clubs for hands, causing a great destruction, taking the beast down quickly before they even realize what is going on. They are taken out. The great hunt is completed. The 2 great beasts, not even knowing what hit them before they were dead. The adventurers cheer, exclaim in excitement, dance at their victory. We caught them at both sides. That's past tense now. Well, that was easier. Now all we must do is kill the foul assassin that brought the beast here, Curie says. As Rohit looks around thinking, that was much easier than I expected. Shark falling off of cliff, not being careful, he aggravates 2 wild beasts of the forest, causing some unexpected fighting, but it's okay. His adventurers backing him up, fellow friends, able to help him take out the mighty beast quickly, dispatching them without any hesitation. Again, it seems that the adventurers have come upon a herd of the wild beasts, having to fight off, fend themselves against multiple different beasts all at once. To keep themselves alive, it becomes a dire battle, but as the fight goes on, it is clear that these are no green adventurers, all veteran fighters, and one by one, each of the beasts go down, as the adventurers come out mostly unscathed. Ha! Nice skill, Curie says. Finding their hut will not be easy, but it is nearby. Come! Traveling with more speed and disdain, as they have lost their cautiousness after the great battle, the adrenaline pumping through their veins, they are more excited now than they were before. Hunting down the assassin, this should be a more dangerous opponent, the assassin. They come upon his hut, looking from afar, observing looking for a weakness in the assassin's defenses. Let's observe, curiously, he says, and catch them when they are not ready. They have slain another, Curie announces as he finds yet another body. The hut being near Toshinep's mines makes a great landmark for the adventurers to utilize. Sneaking into the camp, they look for the assassin, and he comes out. But all they find, instead of assassins, are simply several skeletal warriors. Where have these warriors come from? By the 8! Curie exclaims. It was undead assassins. Undead assassins. Would that not require a necromancer? Master? Shark asked inquisitively. The assassins, perhaps sent by Molag Bal himself, Curie says. Only if they had been Daedra, but undead? They require a master of flesh, Shark says as he looks down at them, as he inspects the undead assassins, kneeling down to get a closer look at them. Rohit exclaims, sorry, I got distracted by a fungus I'd never seen before. Shark says. Let us toast to these dead. Of course. Curie would like to toast. You sure do toast at every opportunity, sir, says Shark. Might it be a spy of the Dominion? I am not sure, sire. I am not aware of where these markings hail from. Might you take a look, sir? Shark says as he points towards the assassin undeads. See here, they have an emblem upon their gear. Across the chest here. It appears to be a random marking of some sort. Curie, he says, after a close examination. Curious, Rohit says. Perhaps a new outlaw assassin group? Curie ponders as he continues to inspect the undead. It has disappeared. Yes. Probably a self-disintegration spell placed upon the undead to leave less evidence behind, Shark says. Such a natural occurrence, Curie says. Very well. We have done our deed. Undead are known to crumble after their reanimation spell degrades. Very wise observation, Rohit, Kurahi says. Let us inform the Argonians of our deed's completion here today. Sometimes the bodies of the resurrected can be ancient, Rohit says. Obviously referring to the recently pointing to the recently disintegrated bodies. Our great hunt has come to its end, Kurahi exclaims. Let us inform the Argonians that we have had our great hunt and that their lands are a bit safer now, once again. The adventurers ride off into the evening upon their horses. Of course, taking time to have a little bit of sport with each wild beast as they pass by, knowing full well that the beasts themselves are going to be aggressive on top of everything that else has been going on this day. So we run. We exclaim, the adventurers who have come, they have conquered, and they have slain, once again protecting the land and making the place making Tamriel a safer place to live, once again. But of course, the gold didn't hurt. It was a nice little present at the end. Fellow townsfolk, Kurahi says with a loud booming voice. An announcement, if I may. Shark looks around as the refugees begin to gather, curious as to what the shiny man in bright armor has to say. We have slain the assassins and their creatures, he says loudly as he paces back and forth. The refugees begin to murmur, looking around at each other, and as excitement begins to grow as they realize that their ramshackle little home, but home and still it is, was now a safer place to be. You may now be at peace, Kurahi exclaims as he walks away, heading in the direction towards the Argonian who had hired the adventurers to begin with, of course, to collect his fee. No good deed goes unpaid. No adventurer will adventure for anything less. Shall we head to the tavern? Rohit says as he plays upon the weakness of their Tamriel college master. Argonian, my dear friend, the deed is done, Kurahi says with excitement and boisterousness in his voice. We have had our great hunt, and your boat town is secure. Cheers go around as all the Argonians and the refugees begin to cheer loudly for the adventurers and their great deed. No longer in fear, a party begins. They begin to immediately cook out the wild boar, complete with sugary, delicious and honey that was picked up and brought with the adventurers from the faraway lands, as the marshlands themselves do not actually have any way of producing honey. The adventurers continue to move forth as they continuously get cheered on and on by the various inhabitants of the boat town. For a boat town it actually is, created by a literal boat that was marooned upon the ground no longer capable of floating due to the marsh's low level of water. The adventurers returned to the face of the assassin one last time. Indeed, it was a disguise, claims Kirihei of Skyrim. That, or, Shark says, that or no one ever came close enough to the assassins to get a good look at their faces, in fear of their life, which is understandable, says Shark. I dare say it looks a lot like Darrow. Kirihei says, of course in jest. Shark laughs with a bit giddiness at the jest to Doro, but Doro himself didn't seem to take too kindly to the jab at his facial appearance. Very, very true, Kirihei says. Very true, Shark. The undead can appear quite normal at a distance, until you see the foul creatures up close. And at which assassins nonetheless. Yes, and at which point most would not survive so close an encounter with undead assassins. We shall not know who sent them until we can do further investigations. You bloody Nords are too tall for me to see, Rohit says. Shark begins to laugh boisterously with his Nordic chest of manlyhood. Might you just simply be too small? Shark asks Rohit of our next grand adventure. We shall attempt to find an answer to this, Kirihei says. But for now, we shall take a boat crew that will take us back to the college grounds. Well, I do look like I can help it. Oh, sorry. Well, do I look like I can help it, Shirk? Of course you can. You need more mead and meat in your diet. Small one. I could try jumping, I guess. I suppose that works. I'll be damned, Kirihei exclaims. More assassins. Assassins? Where? All I see are rats. Shark says. I'm a Bossamer, Rohit exclaims. And what does that have to do with anything, Rohit? Shark says as he begins to sprint to keep pace with his adventurers as they rout out more assassins throughout the town, unknown to the citizens who live here that they were being overrun by assassins. As more assassins appear, Shark runs to the aid of his fellow as they gather around, the Avengers continuously fight off more and more of these assassins. Where do they come from? Why do they keep coming? Somewhat injured, Shark continues to limp away as he rejuvenates himself with one of his Nightblade's ability. Being trapped within thorns of magical abilities, Shark is nearly Shark is held down in place, but it is no match for the rest of his company. I'm stuck, Rohit says. Alright, fellas, here he says, the night is over, we shall return. And next time we meet, we will try and...
Sorry.
Get out of my story!
Sorry.
And next time we meet, we'll begin a new adventure to try and build a story that the bards will sing of for years to come. And on that, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the end of the role-playing event. If you took the time to join us and watch that, or you watch it, the video on YouTube, I thank you, and I hope you enjoyed. And perhaps maybe one day we'll even be capable of bringing you in so you can join if you enjoy a little role-playing yourself. Until then, I'm signing off. And as always,